should be imposed by one nation by any other.
And it's this statement that may be part of the reason why there's little support for a no-fly zone. But the statement is not a doctrine. As popular uprisings have spread, the White House has talked often with the leaders of such countries as Egypt, Oman, Yemen, and Jordan in recent weeks. Not so with Libya, mainly because U.S.-Libyan ties are not well developed. Obama's preference to deal with each crisis on an individual basis could instead be the policy of his presidency, at least for now. Rosalind Jordan, AlJazeera, Washington.
To other news now, and it's now known that 13 people were killed in Cairo on Tuesday night in fighting between Muslims and Christians. The violence has prompted further protests by Christian Copts in the capital. Charlie Angela reports.
Come join us. That's the cry from Egypt's Coptic Christians after a night of bloodshed in Cairo. More than a dozen Christians and Muslims are dead, killed by gunshot wounds, and more than 100 injured after violent clashes between the two communities.
They attacked us last night. More than 300 were injured and more than 5 have been killed. Who will be happy with this?
On Tuesday, hundreds of Copts blocked highways across Cairo in protest against a Muslim attack on their church in Seoul. They themselves were then set upon by a group of Muslims, and the two sides fought pitched battles for almost 4 hours. The scene of the fight still smouldering a day later. Egypt's Supreme Council has promised to rebuild the church burnt on Saturday, but protesters say bricks and mortar are not the issue. They feel discriminated against and blame the government for not confronting the sectarian tensions, only now reappearing as the euphoria of the revolution wears off.
We want a law which says if someone commits a crime, he will be punished, whether he is Muslim or Christian. As Copts, we have never destroyed a mosque because our religion has taught us to be forgiving.
The rising unrest between the two communities is now putting extra strain on the military. As the new government meets for the first time, restoring law and order and addressing this growing violence will be top of their agenda. But until they see real change, Egypt's Coptic Christians continue their call for equal rights in a Muslim-majority country. Charlie Angela, AlJazeera.
Well, fighting has also broken out in Cairo's Tahrir, or Liberation Square, which of course was the centre of last month's mass protests. Protesters have been camping there to demand swift political reform. They say armed supporters of the ousted President Hosni Mubarak stormed the area, carrying knives, machetes and whips. Demonstrators claim that there were no police at the scene to stop the violence. Well, for more on this, we're joined live on the phone by Salma Saeed. She's been protesting in Tahrir Square and witnessed the violence firsthand. Thank you for being with us. So can you tell us exactly what happened?
I was in Tahrir Square with a lot of peaceful protesters. We have been camping out in Tahrir Square. This is like the 40th day since the beginning of the sit-in, since the 28th. And we were attacked by the army today and plainclothes thugs, destroying the tents and beating up everyone. And I was very shocked to see the army coming with sticks and beating up everyone and destroying the tents over people's heads. And I told an army officer that my stuff are in the tent and I need to go get them. And he actually recognized me from another protest by the state security headquarters the other day and said that we have to leave. And during this, there were plainclothes people with him that had sticks in their hands that started beating up people, and as they were pushing us, they sexually harassed us as well in front of them. And I also, while being pushed, witnessed them attacking the medical point in the middle of Tahrir. Because we have a couple of doctors who set up like this medical place for anyone who needs medical care in the middle of Tahrir, and there were doctors wearing white coats, so it was very obvious that they are doctors. They also attacked them and broke the tents that had injured people inside.
So
and it was very shocking to see that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but had they given you any warning that they were going to come and dismantle the camp? Was there any advance warning given?
No, on the contrary, we have been being attacked by plainclothes people since last night. So when the army arrived, we thought that they are going to protect us. But they did exactly like the people who were attacking us. They, along with the people, hand in hand, destroyed all the tents while people were sleeping in, including the medical tent. So even if these people are against protests or against sit-in, what kind of behavior is this, to destroy and beat up protesters in the middle of the day and sexually harass women who are peacefully protesting?
So what's happening now? I mean, did everyone end up moving away, or is there still a demonstration going on in Tahrir Square now?
They came in thousands, and yes, they came in thousands, and they were chanting that the people and the army want to clean up the square, and they destroyed all our banners that has the demand, all the tents, and beat up everyone and chased them around. 150 people were locked inside the Egyptian museum, which the army is using to lock up people and interrogate them. The people that were released came to meet us. They were very badly beaten up, and they said that the army was beating everyone up badly inside the museum. And now the army said in loudspeakers that the curfew today will start at 9. So no one is in Tahrir Square right now.
OK, Salma Saeed, thank you very much indeed for giving us those very graphic descriptions of what happened there in Tahrir Square. Thank you. Now, an attack on a funeral procession in Pakistan has killed dozens of people. We'll have a report on that coming up. Plus, why there's a push in California for yoga to be recognised as a tradition and not a craze. Do stay with us.
Welcome back. Well, just when you thought the snow was going to end in Japan, unfortunately, we're going to be having more snow as we go towards Friday. Take a look at the forecast map for Thursday. You notice that we have some snow here for the northern parts of Japan. Well, as we move forward one day, you notice that more snow is actually coming into the forecast, as well as some heavy rain along that western coast. So Tokyo, you're going to be seeing a fairly nice day, but Osaka, you're going to be getting some rain showers into your forecast. About 8 degrees for you. The Korean Peninsula, though, looking quite nice with temperatures for Seoul at 9. Pyongyang, about 6 degrees for you. Well, down towards Hong Kong, we are going to be seeing a break in the clouds. I think you're going to see some sun over the next couple of days. Hong Kong at 23 degrees. Most of the rain shower activity will be over here towards the west, and also up to the north and the northwest. We're going to be picking up some very heavy snow showers into their forecast, and that is going to stay as we go into Friday. Down towards Australia, well, that's going to be a big story there. We have a lot of flooding going on. This has been a big problem over the last several weeks. We're looking at this area of low pressure still spinning really in the same location that we've had over the last couple of days. This is going to be bringing some flood warnings and flash flood warnings into effect for parts of Northern Territory as well as Queensland. Down towards the south, Sydney looking quite nice at 28, as well as Adelaide looking nice at 26.
On the next Risk Khan Show, is there rising Islamophobia in the US? We examine controversial hearings in Congress about the so-called radicalization